Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with? That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie. White in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I would slap you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Welcome to the third hour of the show. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. The Second Amendment is under attack. They're not giving up. And in California, New York, places like that, it is out of control. The interesting thing about it, once you lose it, most of the times you do not get it back. In America, you allow, especially in California and New York and places like that, you allow your Second Amendment right to be taken away from you. And these people are serious about it, and they are coming at it in all kinds of a way. They are determined, as my grandmother would say, hell-bent on taking away your right to bear arms. It's not a joke. It is serious. It really is. Sam Paredes is with me, Executive Director of Gun Owners of America. He is a member of the Board of Directors of Gun Owners of America and Treasurer of Gun Owners Foundation. He has worked with Gun Owners of California for over 30 years, and we've had Sam here before. There are truckloads of bills that are being passed in California to take away our right to bear arms. We're going to talk about that. Sam, good morning, sir. Welcome back to the show.
Jesse, good morning to you. It's good to be with you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
This is from the LA Times. Writes that last Wednesday, California lawmakers okayed a dozen gun control measures. And I want to talk about that to get the folks, hopefully get them to see what's going on.
Sure.
And maybe encourage them to get involved. I mean, I think if we got more involved, we could stop coming to stuff. Let's talk about the ammunition, buying ammunition, SB 53. What is that about?
That bill will require anybody who sells ammunition or transfers ammunition, that means gives somebody else ammunition, they have to have a license to do it. They have to be licensed with DOJ. Then anybody who buys ammunition, like you and me, would go and buy ammunition from a licensed dealer. We have to get a license with a tamper-proof card that includes a background check that is done on us for us to have the privilege of going to an ammunition dealer and buy it. And then when we do, we have to give our thumbprint, our driver's license number, and all our address and phone number, and all of that stuff for every purchase that we make. And then the dealer will communicate that information to the Department of Justice, and then the Department of Justice will let your local chief, police chief, or sheriff know what it is that you're buying with every purchase that you make. So it's terrible.
If I decided today, if this bill should pass, and I decide this afternoon to go and buy ammunition, I can no longer do that without a license. Is it true that the license is like $50 or something?
Yes, the license will cost about $50 and has the ability to be increased as they need more money to run this program. And Jesse, if you think about it, last year there were 1.3 million guns sold in the state of California, and the Department of Justice had to handle that many new records. This year there will probably be 1.4 or 1.5 million guns. And for every new gun, we're talking just new guns sold in the state of California, a dealer will tell you that the average person will buy 4 boxes of ammunition. So DOJ is going to have to keep records of over 5, almost 6 million records just for the people who buy new guns. Not to mention the people who own the 40 million other guns in California, we're talking about DOJ tracking somewhere between 15 and 25 million records a year.
Wow.
They can't even keep the driver's licenses and automobile license plates straight sometimes at DMV, and the records pale in comparison as to what is going to be collected and maintained forever by the Department of Justice, Jesse. So
this is just going to grow the government even more so, right?
Absolutely. They do not have the people.
Right.
They don't have the computers or the software to be able to collect this kind of data and maintain it, and then communicate it to the local chiefs. Heck, the local chiefs and sheriffs don't have the computer space to receive all of the information that they're going to get from the Department of Justice. The government will be bloated, will grow, and you're going to have a bunch of computer people who are sitting down putting our names, addresses, driver's license,
Amazing.
and running our thumbprints for every purchase of ammunition that we make to make sure that we aren't, criminals of some sort.
What a setup.
I'm sorry?
What a setup. And as soon as they get all that type of information on us, they can decide to pass a law to ban guns, to ban ammunition. They know where they're all located, and they can just collect them.
Well, you know what? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if somebody is buying ammunition, they are probably a gun owner.
Yeah.
And when it's time to go around and knock on doors to collect guns, they'll know who they are. And that's happened in California. With this law, Jesse, somebody could drive to Nevada and buy all the ammunition they want and bring it back, and they can avoid all of the licensing and registration requirements. So, the author of this bill says he wants to prevent criminals from buying ammunition on a local basis. Heck, this doesn't even create a speed bump for them. It gives them an opportunity for a road trip to Las Vegas or to Reno or to Oregon or Arizona to go buy all the ammunition and bring it into the state. And of course, this bill will ban internet sales, mail order sales of ammunition. So
amazing. Does this affect all of California, including areas like Cover City, like the suburbs?
Sure. It covers the entire state. Every city. Up in northeast California, Modoc County, where there are more, cows and squirrels than there are people, they will be covered also.
Amazing. So let me get something right here. You said, let's say I have ammunition, and a good friend wants some of my ammunition. I wouldn't be able to just give it to him?
No, you would not. You would not, because unless you were an ammunition vendor licensed, you went out and got the license to be able to transfer the ammunition, and then you would have to make sure that your buddy was an authorized, had the ammunition registration card, and then you would have to report that, the transfer. Hey, I gave a box of .22 ammo to my friend. You have to report that to the Department of Justice.
How would they know if I gave it to him or not?
Well, you see, that's the $6 million question. They don't know.
Oh.
They're building this massive law that has got great big holes in it as far as how it's going to be enforced. There are no answers to that, Jesse.
But the interesting thing about this, if I should give him some of my ammunition, then I right away become a criminal.
Both of you do.
Yeah.
Both of you become criminals, and that's a really sad thing.
That is.
You haven't committed a crime.
One other thing about SB 53 in California, they have already passed this in the Senate.
Yes.
So where does it go from there?
Well, this week we are at halftime. The Senate bills have passed out of the House of Origin, and the Assembly bills have passed out of their House, and now they go to the other House. So all of the Assembly bills go over to the Senate, all the Senate bills go over to the Assembly, and we start the process all over again. So we'll be fighting this all the way through August, when the deadline comes for passing all of the bills and sending them to the governor's office.
Let me take a quick break, Sam.
Sure.
When I come back, there are some more bills we need to go over. Back in a moment.
Drink my drink, and the words of every sad song seem to say what I think, and it's heard inside of me. And I go back to a two-tone short bed Chevy, driving my first love out to the levee, living life with no sense of time. And I go back to the feel of a 50-yard line, a blanket of girls, some raspberry wine, wishing time would stop right in its tracks. Every time I hear that song.
Okay, folks, we're talking about the Second Amendment, and in California, they're taking it away from us. They really are. Passing all these laws there in California, and I don't even know what to say. Sam, I don't know what to say at this point. This is absolutely insane. I want to get to more of these bills, but let me ask about the ammunition bill again. The California Department of Justice would look into whether purchasers have a severe mental illness, criminal record, or a restraining order disqualifying them from owning guns. And they voted on this, as we said in the Senate, 22-14. Is there any opposition, real opposition out there?
Other than the Republicans, Jesse, the Republicans are standing strong and tall and are speaking the truth in committees and on the floor. But the entire Democrat caucus in the Senate is except for one, and even he voted. They're just not supporters of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
We've got two Democrat senators who vote with us quite often, and still they have a majority, the vast majority. And in the Assembly, the only Democrats that vote pro-gun or pro-Second Amendment are those that were elected in districts that are Republican districts, and they're doing everything they can to protect them and not require them to vote against the district. But even though they might vote with us, we are still getting crushed. So
Amazing.
We know that if their vote was the one that would pass the bill for the anti-gunners, their vote would be required and they would cast it. So,
yeah.
Jesse, you point out how crazy it is here in California. It is truly crazy, and what I want to make sure that your listeners understand, we've always thought, they'll never do that. They'll never do that. They can't do that. Yes, they can, and they're doing it here in California. They've got two bills that are going to ban all semi-automatic rifles that we know, from 22s all the way up to your big game hunting semi-automatics. They're all going to be banned, and those that are presently here will have to be registered as an assault weapon, and then no one else will be able to buy one in the state of California ever again. That's outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
We've got one bill that where they're going to ban the use of lead ammunition for hunting, but the net effect, Jesse, because California will ban lead, and the federal government right now is in the process of banning all of the non-lead ammunition because they say it's armor-piercing. So here in California, there will be no ammunition that you can legally use to hunt. The Department of Fish and Game will be wiped out. Thousands of jobs will be lost because no one can hunt in the state of California.
Wow.
You've got another bill where a senator from Santa Barbara, the Senator Jackson, she wants to change the definition of a shotgun. And in changing it, Jesse, she says that a shotgun doesn't necessarily have to be fired from the shoulder, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a smooth bore. It could have rifling. Basically, her definition says that any gun that shoots a shotgun shell is a shotgun. Well, we kind of tried to explain to her that every handgun that we know in California today, there are shot shells that are made for them. They're called snake loads, and they're available in every store. And therefore, those are shotgun shells.
Yeah.
So all handguns will be considered shotguns, and because they're handguns too short, they'll be considered short-barrel shotguns, thereby making them illegal.
What?
And they're not doing this by accident, Jesse.
No.
They're doing this with malice aforethought.
Yeah.
And So they're going to ban semi.
What is SB 755?
SB 755.
Well, let's see here. It says would increase the number of crimes, include offenses related to chronic alcoholism, drug addiction, and others that can result in a 10-year ban on being allowed to own a gun.
Jesse, this is one of those examples where they're sitting there saying, we've got to do something. So even though some of these things are already illegal, it's already illegal to drive while you're intoxicated. It's already illegal to operate a motorcraft on the water when you're intoxicated. It's already illegal to be drunk and disorderly in public. And if you are drunk and disorderly and violent, then under present law, you could lose your right to keep and bear arms for 5 years. Well, they're saying, well, since we have so many of these, which we don't, they want to increase it to 10 years. And they want to add more categories of people that would lose their gun rights for 5 years or 10 years because of alcohol use. And the fact of the matter is that the crimes that are being committed are not being committed by alcohol-induced people.
Right.
The vast majority of them are in urban cities. If we were able to control and eliminate gang violence and gang shootings, gun crimes in California would almost disappear. But they say we have to do something. So those things that are already illegal, we're going to make them more illegal.
Wow,
that's what they're doing with it.
And some of these bills, I read that some of these bills have been passed in the Senate, and some have been passed in the Assembly. Yes, and so now what they're going to do, the ones that have been passed in the Assembly will go over to the Senate, and the ones over in the Senate will go to the Assembly.
Right.
Will the Assembly pass these bills?
Oh, yes. The Assembly is more of a greased skid on radically liberal stuff than the Senate, that's for sure. They're going to pass it, and they're going to be dancing on their tippy toes as they do it. This is scary, Jesse. Our last hope in the legislative process is Governor Jerry Brown.
Oh, well, we don't have a chance then. It's over.
Yes, and that's why we are preparing to go to court with every one of these bills that pass.
Is there one, we'll run out of time, is there one bill more troubling to you than the other?
Golly, Jesse, that's like asking me, which of your kids would you prefer that I beat? No, they are all. Yeah. They're all so. They're terrible, Jesse. They're going to ban handguns. They're going to ban rifles. They're going to ban hunting. They're all these horrendously terrible bills that so greatly affect the Second Amendment. I shudder. We have to fight. All of your listeners, if they're not involved, they need to get involved with an organization that's fighting on their behalf.
Sam, hold on. I'm going to take a short break. I'll come back, and I want you to give out your information. Tell the folks what we can do to try and stop this, and then I'll let you run, okay?
Thanks.
All right. 888-775-3773.
As she goes by, they turn their heads and they watch her till she's gone. I was heading home on 65 somewhere around Kentucky. When the CB rang, the bobtail rig, it's rolling on like thunder. Well, I answered him and he asked me, aren't you from out in Tulsa? No, but you might have seen me there. Just dropped a load of salsa. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from.
According to the LA Times, last Wednesday, California lawmakers okayed a dozen gun control measures. We've been talking about that with Sam here. Sam, tell the folks how to get to your website. They need to read these bills for themselves. Also, what can we do about this?
Mm-hmm. Jesse, for anybody who wants details on all of the bills before the legislature, you can go to our website at www.gunownersca.com, GUNOWNERSCA, or you can Google, Yahoo, Bing, Gun Owners of California, and we have all of the information on what's going on. We have information on when you can come down to the Capitol and be a voice to testify on your own behalf. Events that go on are all on that website. And, of course, any questions that you might have, you can go give us a call at our office at 916-984-1400. Everybody should be involved. They're talking about taking away your guns and your ammunition. So please become a member of Gun Owners of California or National Rifle Association or any organization that's fighting on your behalf. Find out what you can do and at least support the people that are fighting on your behalf at the state legislature. And then, most importantly, share this news with as many people as you can, friends, family, acquaintances, anybody that you know who is a gun enthusiast. Make sure that they understand that we are we are approaching Armageddon here in California. We call it Gunmageddon.
Yeah.
But that is how bad it is here. And you can read the papers. The papers are now admitting, like the LA Times, that these bills are far-reaching. And importantly, Jesse, people should continue to listen to your program as you share all of this important information with them.
Yeah.
And we thank you and bless you for being such a strong voice for freedom and liberty. We couldn't get our message out without the help of people like yourself and others who allow us to spread the news through the airwaves.
Thank you, Sam. One parting question, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
You have worked with Gun Owners of America of California for over 30 years.
Yes.
Did you ever imagine 30 years ago that it would get to this point?
No, sir. When the average number of gun bills that are sponsored in any given year, when the anti-gunners sponsored 4 or 5 bills, we thought they were really coming to get us. And this year alone, there were over 40 bills that were sponsored on guns, and we have never seen it this bad. The closest we can come was Proposition 15 in 1982, when there was a proposition on the ballot to completely ban the possession of handguns, which the voters defeated 2-1 in the state.
Yeah.
So it has never been as bad. The other side has never tried to overreach as far as they're going this time, to actually ban rifles and shotguns and ammunition, making it almost impossible for many people to buy ammunition and making us criminals. Making us criminals when we enjoy the shooting sport.
That's right. When they go to your website, is there contact information for Governor Brown and the lawmakers where people may call them or email them or text them to express themselves?
We have contact information for the governor's office and on the bills. Now, we have to change it, and we try to keep it up to date depending on where the bills, where the bills are in the process. We attach the names and phone numbers of the legislators who are going to be sitting on that committee. Those are the people that need to be contacted.
Okay.
So right now we are completely updating the website so that we have all that contact information available for everybody.
Good. Sam, God bless you, man, and thank you for what you're doing, and we'll definitely have you back for an update.
Yes, sir. I'm proud to have you as my friend.
Yeah. Anytime you need to report something, Sam, let us know. You can come on and tell us what's going on.
You got that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I will do that.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
God bless you.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.